Hello，大家好，欢迎大家来到读书时间。我们今天继续读《Soft Hearts》Rett Swinson Mystery 这本书。好，我们现在开始。I told him my name and that I was a neighbor of Wanda's. Are you Gary Rowland by any chance? Except for the two of us, the departmental office was empty. That's me, please have a seat. I sat down across the table from him. Isn't it unusual for a department head to be grading papers for freshman comp? We are short-staffed. Our newest instructor quit in the middle of the term. Would that have been Wanda's replacement? Indeed, he said. Wanda is missed in more ways than one. That's why I'm here, I said. To grade papers? I nearly laughed at that. No. I'm trying to figure out what happened to her. I watched his face carefully as I added. The newspaper article yesterday stated she retired, but everyone acts as if she was fired. Roland studied me closely, trying to gauge. Trying to gauge my intentions. My whole adult life, people had tended to unload their personal thoughts and feelings on me. I guess I appeared harmless to most people, and Roland was no exception. It is no big secret, he said at last. Wanda had some difficulties last year. She did come very close to being fired. Why? What happened? Seemingly grateful for a break, he leaned back in his chair. About a year ago, Wanda started becoming irascible in meetings. I'm showing tendency to irascible in meetings. It seemed that just about anything and everything would set her off. I tried to sit down one-on-one to talk to her about it, but she stormed out of those meetings too. After a while, we both decided she would remain home and call in. Meetings went much smoother that way, especially when she decided to stop joining them altogether. When was that? Around Christmas, and then the spring semester? Come spring semester, she missed a number of her classes. That became unacceptable. But you didn't let her go? Once HR got involved, they persuaded her to retire instead. It didn't make a lot of difference to me. Any clue what caused her to turn so? Ornery? So ornery. Wanda was always very tightly wound. her mind going a million miles a minute. She was absolutely brilliant, you know. She didn't always teach at our little community college. She actually taught at State for a while. I heard that. Do you know what caused her to leave there? He shrugged. I can only presume she had a meltdown back then that was similar to this one. Why there would be 3 decades of time between mental breakdowns, I can't begin to guess. Is there anything else that struck you as strange about her behavior? I asked. Roland thought for a moment. When we needed her headshot for the school website last December, everyone else sent in a nice portrait, but not Wanda. She sent in a photo stack of books. How odd. Roland chuckled. She was a clever woman in many ways. That was part of her charm, until it just wasn't charming anymore. Until it just wasn't charming anymore. He said, "Follow me, I'll show you something." Roland led me further into English department office to a corner table. This was put together yesterday by a couple of her colleagues. On the small table sat a sort of shine sort of place regarding as a holy because of its association with the divine divinity, a scarce person or relic marked by a building or other construction. Holy place. A shrine of sorts of that included in a heirloom china vase. Heirloom, a valuable object that was belonged to a family or several generations. Heirloom included an heirloom china vase holding a single white lily. Next to the vase was a lovely framed photograph of Wanda from a younger time, perhaps when she first came to Wake County. First came to Wake Tech. Beside the photograph was a verse in a matted frame from Lodin, Intimation of Immortality. Lodin. Ode on Intimation of Immortality by William Wordsworth. Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendor in the grass of splendor, magnificent and splendid appearance, grandeur, of splendor in the grass, of glory in the flower. We will grieve not, rather find strength in what remains behind, in the primal sympathy which having been must ever be, in the soothing thoughts that spring out of human suffering, in the face that looks through death. I had never cared much for poetry, but this seemed beautiful to me, and I said so. Didn't Wordsworth also write that poem about the ancient mariner I read in high school? No, but his friend Samuel Taylor Coleridge did. I'm struggling, I said. I still regarding the poem, to find soothing thoughts in the wake of one's death. To find soothing thoughts in the wake of one's death. It will take time, said Lodin. I think everyone here had a soft spot for her. She was an adamant atheist, person who disbelieved or lacked belief in the God. Adamant atheist, but I dare say she was one of the most spiritually grounded people I knew. This time his voice cracked a little. After a moment, I said, "What did he complain about in those meetings? Was there something or someone that triggered her rants? Speak or shout at length in an angry, impassioned way. Ranting. 好，谢谢大家，我们今天先读到这里吧，那我们下次再见了，拜拜。